Hi, good morning, everyone. Just coming in. Welcome, Sue, Jean, Elaine, Rosemary, Elise, Diane, Grisha, BC. Excuse me, I have a bit of a cough this morning. It's humid. I think it's the dampness. We're supposed to have some rain.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Hey, Stacy, we're live now and your host back.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So you guys, just to let you know, we will be without our TA this morning, probably for the first half of the class. And when he returns, he's probably going to have to call out to me, and I'm going to have to make him co-host so that he can moderate the chat, answer any of your questions for technical support. If you're new to my classes, this is core training. It's a seated class. You don't need any equipment, but I will demonstrate the use of a fitness ball. So if you do have a fitness ball or a stuffed animal that you can hold, it's just an extra tool that we can use to help with balance, agility. It's just a really, kind of a cool thing to be able to use. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in my class. Also, just to let you know, because I do teach from over here across the room, I am unable to see your chat in real time and answer your questions that come into the chat. However, when class is over, I do get a transcript of the chat, and I always read through any of your comments or questions, and I try to address them at a later time. I'm so glad you're all here. Remember, this is no judgment, so you can put your cameras on. I don't care if you're in your pajamas, doesn't matter. We're just happy to see everybody, and I like seeing your smiling faces or maybe just your hands moving. Sometimes people, if you don't want to be seen, an option is to aim your camera up toward your ceiling, and then I'll just see a little bit of this from time to time. I see your hands moving. And I love it. At least I know that you're working out with me and you're trying to do the movements. So it's Friday. It's been a long week. I'm so glad you're all here.
Morning, Stacy.
Good morning, Melinda. Glad you're here.
I'm going to be gone 2 weeks on vacation. So if you don't see me signed up, it's because I don't want to take up a class spot, but I will try to check in on live streaming depending on what my schedule.
Enjoy your travels.
Thank you. But you're so popular, I didn't want to take up one of your precious seats.
Oh, well, bless your heart. That's so sweet of you. I hope you have a great time. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and share my,
visiting a grandchild, 2-year-old, for his second birthday.
Wonderful. All right, you guys, make sure that you mute yourselves so that there's no background noise that goes into our live stream or out on the website for the whole world. I'm going to go ahead and share my slides so that we can get started. Here we are. Welcome to Morning Fitness. Today's class is core training. Core training is essential for your strength and balance. All of your strength comes from your core muscles. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get started. I'm your guide. My name is Stacy. I'm from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, and I've been involved in fitness since the 1980s. I have been involved in fitness in all aspects of fitness, from being a personal trainer, a group instructor, a club manager. I have even owned a fitness center for a brief period of time in the 1990s. I love fitness and everything about it. I think it's essential for good health. And I really love connecting with other adults who are also interested in fitness and who want to improve their overall health and wellness. Get Set Up is a training and educational platform that helps you learn amazing things. And we learn from one another. So hopefully you have your cameras on and we can see you. Remember that you can always request a recording after class by emailing help@getsetup.io. And if you're joining by the live stream, the best way to participate is to join us and register for a class. Get Set Up is not paid to promote any specific products or services that I might demonstrate or talk about during my class. Be sure that you check with your doctor prior to starting any new exercise program, especially if you have health conditions or if you're recovering from an illness or surgery, or if you take any medications. And if your doctor has given you some specific recommendations or limitations regarding exercise intensity or range of motion, please be sure you follow your doctor's recommendations and not anything that I do or talk about or demonstrate during my class. I'm going to go ahead and spotlight myself for everyone so that you can see me. There we are. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. I have my water. I hope you all have some water as well. It's very important that you drink water before, during, and after you exercise. So we're training our core muscle groups today, and your core muscle groups start with the abdominal muscles, but that's not all it is. Sometimes people think that that's when you say core that you're talking about your abdominals. You're actually talking about all the muscles that attach to your spine. So from your shoulders all the way down to your hips, all those muscles are involved in your core, and we'll make every attempt to address all of those muscle groups today: shoulders, upper back, mid back, lower back, hips, abdominals, diaphragm, across your chest, and I think I already said shoulders. So let's start with your proper posture in your chair. A good rule of thumb is to sit midpoint between the back edge of the chair and the front edge. So that's where you find your center of gravity and your balance. Make sure that both of your hips are firmly planted in the seat. Your hips should come straight out of your hip sockets, aiming directly forward. Your knees are about a hip width apart and bent at a 90-degree angle. That makes your lower leg perpendicular to the floor. And your feet and toes are facing straight ahead, the same as your knees. And that way your knees are aimed over the center of your foot. This is protection for your knees. You always want to make sure your upper leg and your lower leg are facing in the same direction so that your knee does not become twisted like some of those, those frightening football injuries that we hear about occur when the foot is, because they have cleats on, stuck to the ground, and the thigh wants to go in a different direction as the shin. See how I'm twisted here with my foot facing outward? My shin bone is trying to go that way. My thigh is trying to go that way. And it's putting a lot of stress and strain on the ligaments that attach the upper and the lower part of my leg. So we want to make sure that that's not happening. Always keep the thighs, thigh bone, shin bone facing in the same direction. And an easy way to think about that is knees over the toes. So with that in mind, sitting up nice and tall with a strong torso, diaphragm is lifted, lift and reach for the ceiling and release. This time, when you lift and reach, I want you to think about what you're feeling in the midsection of your body. Your lungs have probably lifted. You're going to feel your rib cage lifted, and you've tightened up through the middle part of your body. Lift and release. I'm going to have you do it one more time and listen to what my directions. So lift, feel your chest lifted, feel that space between the top of your hip bones and the bottom of your rib cage. And as you exhale and bring your arms back down, I want you to keep lifted through the torso. In that manner, you have activated those core muscles. They're tight and they're working hard to keep the rib cage lifted, and there's space between the top of your hips and the lower part of your rib cage. One more time, reach and exhale. Let's take a gentle upper body twist, bringing the torso around to one side. Shoulders are trying to look at that side wall while the hips are staying facing forward. So the spiral happens right through the waist. And just above the waist is moving to the side. Hold on to the edge of the chair or the side of your thigh if you can, and hold that stretch. Release, going through center and over to the other side. Hold on to the chair or the side of your hip. Keep your hip bones facing forward. Swivel from above the waist, chest and shoulders facing this side wall. And back to the center position. Let's take the chin over the shoulder. Now everything is facing forward from the shoulders down, and just your head has turned to the side, and you're beginning to feel that stretch along the opposite side of your neck. Release, face forward for just a moment to regain your center, and continue turning to the other side, chin over the other shoulder. And release. During all of our core work today, it's important that you maintain breathing at your normal rate and rhythm. Let's hinge forward from the hips. Use your hands for support. Keep your body lengthened. Your torso is strong. Tailbone reaches for the back of the chair as you take a flat back and just hinge forward right here and return to the upright position. One more time, hinge forward. Use your hands for support if you need to. Only go as far as your hip flexibility will allow, with a flat back, a lengthened spine, and press back up into the upright position. Again, let's go forward. This exercise is called a good morning and is often done with weights, and it's typically done in a standing position. It activates the muscles of the mid-back, lower back, and your hips. Come back up into the upright position, and we're going to do it one more time. You're using your hands right here for support because maybe your lower back or your hips are not strong enough to lift your upper body back into the vertical position. And I don't want you to strain your back at all. Test yourself and see how much muscle needs to work. Going forward, supporting your torso with your hands right here, flat back, lengthened spine. And now press back up into a vertical position. And the muscle action starts right here with a squeeze through your seat. And then it comes up through the lower back and mid back as you gradually regain a vertical position. Let's do 4 more. Think about the muscle. Feel the muscle group that's working. Go forward. And return. Nice and gentle. Go forward. Remember to use those hands. And if you can only go this far, that's perfectly wonderful. This class is designed for you to take at whatever level you are currently working with. And return. But if you're already strong and you have those muscles that you're able to use, then I challenge you to do them with a little bit more difficulty. Maybe you don't need to use your hands. Level 2 for this exercise would be with hands on hips. And the more challenging level is with hands on the shoulders. But we're going to just demonstrate. I'm going to demonstrate with my hands on my thighs right here, showing you how you can modify this exercise and just begin to activate those muscles, pressing back up into the vertical position. We're just going to do 2 more. Take it gently forward and bring it back up. And here's the last one. Go forward and back up. Nice. And now I'm going to let you curve your back forward. We're going to do the seated cat and cow stretch, beginning with the cat stretch, which is a rounded C curve. And the way I want you to do this is to start pressing right here at your belly button. So we're going to start by pressing the belly button back toward the spine and rounding at the waistband area. And then gradually round through the mid-back and allow the shoulders to come forward. And you're rounding through the hips now. And finally, your head and shoulders come forward. You have a smooth C curve from your tailbone to the top of the head. And now to reverse this position, starting again at the belly button, imagine a string goes through your belly button, wraps around your spine, and you can grab a hold of it and pull it forward. So the straightening starts at the waistband and gradually goes through the mid-back, upper back, and the hip area as you go into a lengthened spine and continue by pressing the tailbone down and back and the top of the head up and forward. This is the cowl stretch. It's a straight lengthened spine. It's not arched. We're not collapsed into broken donkey. Just a long cow stretch, lengthened spine. Think of getting yourself taller. And we're going to reverse that with the cat. Again, starting at the belly button, press at the waistband into your spine, curving from the waistband, mid-back, upper back, shoulders, all the way to the tailbone. And eventually you're going to allow your chin to drop. I have my hands right here over my knees. And I'm working to feel that there's a smooth curve from my tailbone to the top of my head. And I'm going to reverse this stretch by pulling from the belly button area forward. Right here, pulling, straightening through the waist and gradually through the mid-back, upper back, and hips as I come into a lengthened, long spine position, pressing my tailbone down and back and the top of my head forward and upward. One more time. Start with pressing the belly button back into the spine and round through the waistband, through the hips, through the mid-back, upper back, shoulders, allowing your hands to go over your knees, and finally your chin to simply drop forward. So there's a smooth stretch, a smooth C curve from your tailbone to the top of your head as each vertebrae is stretching apart. Now let's reverse by pulling forward from the waistband and belly button area first, straightening through that area and eventually straightening through the mid-back, upper back, hip area, and finally with an elongated tailbone pressing down and back, top of the head, up and forward. Nice long spine. Let's do a little bit of seated abdominal work. We're going to move just slightly forward in the chair, sitting nice and tall with a strong, straight back. What we're going to do is hinge backward. So you can hang on to the side of the chair here, because what I want you to do, and just watch first so you can decide how to modify. I'm going to hinge backward and just tap my shoulder blades on the back of my chair and then come back up to the upright position. So if you want to hold on to the seat of the chair as you go straight back and then come back up, hold on for a modified version. Put your hands on your hips if you feel that your back is strong enough to tilt back and then come up to upright. Or to counterbalance, you can reach out in front, tilt back, tap, and return. And we're going to do 8. So find your level wherever it's comfortable for you, and let's tilt and return. The muscles that are being activated are right along here in the midsection. Tilt, tap, and return. Tilt back, tightening those abdominal muscles, tap, and return to the upright. A very tiny movement, but it gets good results. Just beginning to activate those abdominal muscles. And tilt back and return. Tilt back, tap, and return. Just one more. Tilt back, tap, and return. We're going to work our transverse abdominals at this time. These are the muscles that go crosswise right here at the waist. So a lot of abdominal work focuses on those vertical muscles, or the ones that make a six-pack on people. But those muscles, that's what they do. They help your upper body flex forward. That's the design of those muscles. Your internal obliques and your transverse abdominals go side to side or across your body. Those muscles are responsible for, holding your organs in place. They also help tighten your waist. If you want to make your waist smaller, you want to make sure that your transverse abdominal muscles are strong and tight. These muscles are not very often worked. People don't concentrate on them or talk about them. But interestingly enough, those are the muscles that you will feel if you've gotten sick and you've been coughing, and then you get better and you're saying, oh, my abdominal muscles hurt. That's your transverse abdominis, the ones that go side to side from hip bone to hip bone underneath your rib cage. How do we work them? We're going to work them by doing an exercise that's commonly called vacuums, because what we're going to do is suck in, belly button toward the spine, and we're going to hold it there for a number of seconds while we breathe, and then we're going to release. You can't really see me doing anything. This exercise is fantastic. You can do it at your desk. You can do it while you're driving in your car. You can even do it laying down in bed or while you're watching TV. But we're going to do it here sitting up nice and tall. And all I want you to do is pull in your belly button toward your spine. Keep everything else the same. Sitting nice and tall, diaphragm lifted, spine is straight, but you're pulling that belly button in toward your spine. Pull it in and hold it. Hold it right there. We're going to hold for 10 seconds, and you've already done 5. Keep breathing. Make sure you are not holding your breath. And release. I'm using my breath, I think, to emphasize that when I release, I'm allowing everything through my midsection to relax. But I was breathing the entire time that I'm holding my belly button in. So let's do it again. Pull the belly button in. It's like a sucking motion, but I don't want to refer to it that way. We're going to say pull it in. Tighten it up through that midsection and hold while you're breathing 10 seconds. Make sure you're breathing, and this is tight and strong. Diaphragm is lifted. 3 more seconds and release. Let it go. One more time. This is the last one. We start in that nice upright, great posture position. Diaphragm lifted. And pull in that belly button. Pull it in like you're trying to press it in toward the spine. Pull it in nice and tight and hold it. Continue breathing right along with me. We're holding for 10 seconds. You've already done 5. We have 3 more to go. Continue holding and release. Just let it go and relax. I assure you, you will already feel that. Just that little bit that we did, I think you're going to go ahead and feel it. So I'm going to do some work with the ball now, but remember, you don't need a ball. I love the ball for core work because it helps us kind of focus on which way we're moving. It helps with stability, coordination, agility. There's a lot of things we can do with the fitness ball, but I'm just going to use it to help emphasize the movements that I'm doing today. So we're going to start. Oh, and what else can you use besides a ball? I'm sorry, I meant to tell you that. So let me get out my little basket of toys. So if you don't have a ball, but you'd like to play along, you can use a stuffed animal, something like this. This is my dog's toy. She'll come busting in here now that I made it squeak. But I could just hold this little teddy bear instead of a ball because we're not going to bounce it or anything. It's really a placeholder for your hands today, and it'll help you see my hands when I have a ball. Here's another ball that I got at the drugstore. This ball has more of a slippery surface. It's smaller, but I still feel like I might drop it. The fitness ball, which I ordered on Amazon, it's called Pro Body Pilates, but there's lots of different ones out there. I like it because the surface feels a little bit sticky. So it has a really good grip for me when I go hand to hand and do movements like this. I don't feel like I'm going to drop it, although I did the other day, and that's why I have a spare right here. Anyway, so we're going to start first with dead bug arms. So dead bug arms are arms and legs extended. If you would imagine a dead bug and you were doing this exercise on the floor, you'd lie on your back, you'd have your arms and legs straight up in the air like a dead bug. But seated in the chair, we have our legs at the knee 90-degree angle position, and we're sitting upright. Diaphragm is lifted, and we're going to take one arm up overhead, back to the front, and open to the side. So we're beginning our shoulder series, and we're activating the large muscles of the shoulder, and you're going to feel this also as your upper back is moving. Your shoulder blades with each of these movements, especially this one, when your arm opens side, you can feel that shoulder blade coming in toward your spine, lifting, you feel it tightening, but here you feel it sliding in toward your spine. Hopefully you feel that you're activating those muscles in the upper back. And open side. Let's do 4 more. And open side. And as you can see, you don't need a ball. You can do this with your hands. The ball is non-weighted, so it doesn't add any additional tension to my muscle. One more right here. Open side. And now let's take it with the other arm lifting up overhead and open to the side. Lift up overhead and open side. Up, open, up, and open. We're doing 8 each side. Hopefully, if I'm counting correctly, we have 4 more and 3 more. Check your posture. Keep your breathing at a natural rate and rhythm. And here's the last one. And open. Let's take goalpost arms. We're going to just do it with one arm. I'm going to demonstrate with the arm holding the ball. Now we're going to keep the elbow bent and we're going to rotate the upper arm, bringing the forearm across the body, tap your hip and return to the upright position. With my other hand, I may rest it on my thigh, hold on to the side of the chair, or do hand on hip. So here we are in the upright position. Let's do 8. Tap across and return. Tap across and return. To modify any of these exercises, you can shorten the movement. So if you're unable to reach your arm this high, maybe you can keep it lower and just come across part way. The important thing is that you find the level that works for you. Take a break if necessary. Only challenge yourself when you feel ready. Just one more right here. Holding your arm right here in the upright position, let's just rotate down to shoulder height and return. Down to shoulder height and return. Rotating forward and return. This is like a 90-degree rotation, right? Yes. Right here and up. 90 degrees and up. Now, if you can take it further, rotate the whole way around to 180 degrees, hand up, and then all the way down, hand down. So we're getting some rotation into that shoulder. Shoulders are a sensitive area for many people. A lot of things can happen to help you, or a lot of things can happen that cause you to have a limited range of motion in your shoulders, as well as limited strength. Please be sure you work within your own comfort level. I do not recommend working through pain. If you have grinding, crunching, or any kind of noise going on, I don't recommend that you work through that either. Those types of issues need to be discussed with a medical professional, and I'm not one. And lift. Rotate forward and return. Let's switch to the other arm. So we're going to start with that goalpost arm, which is right here. Upper arm goes straight out from the shoulder to the side, and your forearm is upright this way. Elbow is bent at 90 degrees. Now, if you don't have this range of motion, remember, you can take this lower, wherever it is that you are comfortable with your own shoulder. But if you're up here like this, you're going to just take the ball or your hand, tap across to the opposite hip, keeping your elbow bent, and return. Tap and return. Make this movement as small as you need to do for your own comfort level. Tap and return. Tap and return. Tap and return. Let's just do 2 more right here. Tap and return. Tap, and then we're going to hold it up like this right here and just rotate forward so that your forearm is at shoulder height. So if you don't have a ball, when you're in this position, your palm is forward And then rotate until your palm is facing the floor and return. Rotate and return. Forward, back up. 2 more, right here. Up, here's the last one, and up. Now, if you can go all the way and rotate 180 degrees, do that. Otherwise, remember, just keep this range of motion in your comfort zone. Right here, and up, rotate. Just 2 more. Notice if one side has a little more flexibility in this rotation than the other side. Oftentimes we find that one side of our body is different than the other, and that is perfectly normal. Back to the starting arm. Reach all the way up here like you're getting something off of a shelf, and then bring your arm across the body. You can bend your elbow, and with a slight twist, place that item along the side of you right here at about knee level. So a long reach, if you have that range of motion, cross your body and down along the side. Long reach, cross the body, down along the side. Long reach, cross and down. Reach, cross and down. Reach, cross and down. 2 more. Reach, cross and down. Reach, cross and down. Here's the last one. Reach, cross and down. Reach again. And this time I want you to reach whatever your imaginary item is and press it forward like you're going to throw it at me. Reach and throw. Reach and throw. Now these items help with your balance because as you see, we are pulling ourselves slightly off balance with our twisted high reach and then pressing forward. See how I'm rocking a little bit in my chair going forward? So easy and fun movements, but you're going to get a lot of benefit from them. Reach, press forward. 1 more. Reach, press forward, take both hands in at your waist and push forward and in. This should be a sharp, forceful movement with a lot of energy as if you're passing a basketball in a game. Quickly, pass and return. Press forward and return. 3 more. And return. I'm rocking forward in my seat, but keeping my spine lengthened. And here comes the very last one, right here. And now we're going to do those reaches all the way up here, cross the body and down along the side. Reach, down along the side. And I'm holding on right here to the seat of the chair. Helps with stability. Reach and down. Reach and down. This movement also helps with range of motion. 4 more. Reach and down. When you're reaching, notice that you're automatically lifting through the diaphragm and tightening through your midsection. Reach and down. Reach, press, reach and down. 1 more. And now we're going to reach and throw. So it's up here and forward. Reach and forward. Reach, press forward. Reach and push. 4 more. Reach, press forward. And 3. 2 more. Last one. Hands in at your waist and imagine that you're passing something. Press forward with a lot of energy and force. Push push. Allow your torso to rock in the chair. Tighten the hips to come back up to the vertical position. Keep that diaphragm lifted and the spine is lengthened as you press forward. Push. Push. And here's the last one. Push. And in. Awesome. Let's open the legs just slightly. And we're going to just do a reach and down with our hands. Reach and down. Reach and down. Reach. 4 more. And 3. 2 more. Here's the last one. All right, sitting back up again into your original position with great posture, diaphragm lifted, and a nice long back. Let's do a little bit of twisting to both sides with the ball. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the ball at the waist. We're going to reach out to the side, reach forward with a full body, twisting around to the other side. Ball comes in at the waist. Reach out, rock around forward, pulls your whole body off balance, and then you have to pull back in to regain that support. So it's out to the side, all the way around, and back in. One more time, out to the opposite side, reach all the way out in front, and bring it back in. You're going to find that this exercise is activating your hips and even your hamstrings as you work to keep your foundation and your stability in this chair. So make sure your feet are stable on the floor. Take them apart a little bit more if you need some additional stability. Sitting up nice and tall, and if you need to modify, don't reach out as far. You can keep this a very small movement and just rock around like this so you're barely off balance. But the purpose of this exercise is to feel what it's like to be off balance and regain your center of gravity. So stretching out to the side to wherever your comfort level is for this range of motion, and out in front, all the way to the side and back in at the waist. Starting on the opposite side, circle around and pull it in at the waist. Out to the side, circle around, pull that body in at the waist. Out, around, and in. Let's do one more to the right and left. Out, circle around, pull it in. Here's the last one. Out to the side, circle around, and bring that ball back into the waist. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put the ball down now. We're gonna do a little bit of leg work for strengthening our hips, a little bit of quadriceps, and our lower back and all of our back. Abdominals also have to be nice and tight. And remember, for support, hold on to the chair. First exercise, heel taps. All we're doing is extending one leg and then the other while seated, just to tap the heel on the floor. So there's not a lot of movement going on here, but you are going to feel this in your hips and your quads. Heel taps. If you need a little bit more range of motion, move forward in your chair. I can move my leg a little bit further when I'm forward. Hold on to the chair if you need that additional support. As you reach, heel out, heel out, heel out, and heel. And 4 more, right and left. And 3 more, right and left. 2 more. And here's the last one. All right, leg extension is going to be a longer movement, moving the lower leg, extending. You're basically unbending your knee and then returning your leg back into the bent 90-degree angle position. Hold on to the chair for support and let's do one leg at a time. So let's do 8 with the right leg. Just extend that lower leg as far as you're comfortably able to. Sitting up nice and tall with the diaphragm lifted, extend the leg and return. Keep the toes facing the ceiling. And here's the last one on this side. And let's do 8 with the left leg. Lift and return. Extend and bend. Hold on to the chair. Keep your back nice and tall. If you feel super strong, you want to put your hands on your hips and activate your quads in this manner, you can do so. What's important is that you keep your back straight, nice and tall, torso lifted, abs are tight, breathing in a normal rate and rhythm. Here's the last one. And now we're going to march, alternating right and left. Just lift your knee. If you can clear your foot from the ground, do that. If not, keep your toes on the floor and just lift your heels. Lift, lift. Here we are, nice and tall. Just marching right here. Keep your toes down and lift your heels or lift your whole entire foot, and we are alternating right and left. Here it is. All right, we're going to do a combination now that is a leg extension, knee lift, and then cross your legs and return. If you are unable to have any of that range of motion, simply stay where you are able to move. So if you can't, for example, cross your leg, maybe you want to just stay with the marching position. All right. But if you're able to do all of these, you have the range of motion available to you today. Let's do this compound exercise, which starts with a leg extension, then a knee lift, and then cross over and return. And we're going to alternate legs. Extend, lift your knee, cross over and return. Extend, lift, cross over and return. Extend, knee lift, cross over and return. Extend, knee lift, cross your legs and return. Extend, knee lift, cross your leg and return. We have 4 more sets, okay? Extend your leg, knee lift, cross over and return. Extend, knee lift, cross over and return. Extend, knee lift, cross over and return. Extend, knee, cross and return. 2 more. Extend, knee, cross and return. Extend, knee, cross and return. Here's the last set. Extend, knee, cross and return. Extend, knee, cross and return. Great job. Now I want you to do a leg extension or just release, unbend your knee just far enough that you can release your foot from the floor, because we're going to slide it open and return, working our inner and outer thigh. Hold on to the seat of the chair if you need to. Keep your other leg and foot stationary for support as you open and return, working the outer and the inner thigh. Open and return to the side and front, to the side and front, open and return, to the side, front, open and return, side and front, Open and return. One more. Here's the last one. Side and front. Release. Let's do the other leg. Unbend your knee just far enough so that you can move your leg open. So it doesn't have to be fully extended, but you need to have a little bit of movement. So hopefully you can just have your heel just slightly off the floor, and you're gonna open to the side and return. Front, sit up nice and tall. Hold on to the seat of the chair if you need to. Open and return. Open and return. Working the outer and inner thigh, often neglected muscles, especially if we're not doing floor work, because they're often done on the floor where you lie on your side and you lift your leg. Return. Open and return. Open and return. That was the last one. So let's go ahead and release that. Stay with me while we do some. I have something popped up on my screen here from my cloud. I keep canceling this and it keeps popping back up. I'm so sorry. Okay, I see you, Max. What do you need? Co-host? There you go.
Yeah. Yes, I'm back
Okay.
again.
I'm sorry. There you go. Okay, I'm going to go back and just finish up with a little bit of breath work and some positive affirmations for your day. So stay with me. So since we're doing seated work today, you can follow along with the breath work. And if you like to close your eyes, you can do that and just listen to the sound of my voice because you're safe in your chair. On the days that we have a standing class, I recommend that people don't close their eyes because I don't want anybody to fall. So I'm going to have a little bit of water. Sitting and relaxing a bit in my chair. I'm going to ask that you just begin to bring your attention to your breathing. Notice that your lungs rise and fall in their own natural rate and rhythm as your lungs expand and draw in fresh air with every breath you take. It's a miraculous system that works when you're healthy, if you're not sick. It works when you're not even paying attention to it. Breathing. Now, if you have asthma or another breathing condition, I know that thinking about and focusing on your breath can cause anxiety. And if that's you today, then I'm just going to ask that you not think about the breath part of what we're doing, and instead let's think about the positive affirmations. But if you're okay to bring your attention into your breathing and you're able to focus and acknowledge the inhale and exhale that's occurring, I want you with this next inhale to imagine that your air is pink and beautiful and filled with joy and gratitude for today's exercise session. Gratitude for your body that brought you here today and gave you the capability to enjoy this workout. I hope you had fun because I know I did. That's why I say we enjoyed this workout. And as you continue breathing and thinking about taking in beautiful, glorious, joyful, pink, beautiful air, and exhale, release dark, gloomy, negative energy, stress, worries, anxiety, and that mile-long do list that we all have. Just let go of that for right now and focus on the beauty of the day and the moment. And my positive thought for today that I want you to take with you into the weekend is this. I release the need for control in my life. I release the need for control over my surroundings and over others. And I simply enjoy where I am. I release the need for control. Can we do that for a few days? That's really challenging. Thank you all for being here with me. I appreciate you. I'm so glad you were able to join me. I'm going to go ahead and share my thank you screen with you. I'm so glad, again, that you were able to be here and start your day with some movement. Remember, the beauty of this opportunity is that fitness is the best way to activate both your body and your mind. And strengthening your muscles will help you prevent falls and help you build confidence and be able to take on new challenges in your life. Maybe join a new sport, do something new with the grandkids that takes a little more energy. Remember that the best way to thank myself and any of the guides here on Get Set Up is by sharing your experiences with taking our classes. Share on social media if you're active on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, whatever you like. Share by using the hashtag GetSetUp or use @GetSetUp or email Liz at getsetup.io. Send her your pictures, your stories, and your feedback. And look for some other related classes that will get your body moving and activate your mind, like Ageless Grace, or learn some line dancing, or try a yoga class with Christina. My next class would be the Let's Get Moving classes, seated strength training and fitness combo. I teach something a little bit different every morning at 8 o'clock, Monday through Friday. So sign up for my classes and join us. Look for the email you'll receive from Get Set Up. That will include some key takeaways from today's class and will give you the opportunity to recommend this class to a friend. We'll also highlight some additional classes that you might enjoy, and there will be a link with the opportunity to provide feedback. On our website, you're able to invite a friend by, if you are on a desktop computer, it's going to look like this. You'll see a link and a blue tab that says invite a friend, and you'll click on that. And then you will see the part here that allows you to share the class link and enter a friend's email address, and then just click on the orange tab. And if you're with us on a mobile device, it's going to look a little bit different. It'll be like this, okay? This is the important email right here for you to remember. It's help@getsetup.io. And you can email that, use that email address to let someone know that you have an idea for an interest group you'd like to host. Maybe you're looking to take a class in a certain topic and we haven't offered it yet. Make that suggestion so we know what you're looking for. Maybe you have an organization in your community that you're active with and you would like us to link up with them. We do partner with many assisted care organizations, senior living, government, and other community organizations in various communities. So if you have one in your area, let us know about it or let them know about us. And finally, request a recording of today's session by emailing help@getsetup.io. And thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate you. So glad you were here. Hope you enjoyed the class. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Happy
You're
birthday.
welcome. Bye-bye.